It started with a ping, a solitary message on WhatsApp from a number I barely remembered. My thumb hovered, ready to dismiss it, to let the digital dust settle. "Hey fam, this is Gabe. We're creating a reunion group for our high school graduating class. Let's reconnect." My first instinct, a deep-rooted reflex, was to ignore it. I've never been the reunion type. The idea of revisiting those old hallways, even virtually, felt like stepping into a labyrinth of buried ghosts. Memories I'd meticulously, painstakingly laid to rest. But then, a flicker of something unexpected. Curiosity. That insidious, irresistible force that wins battles pride won't even enter. And just like that, I tapped Join Group. And just like that, my past, uninvited and unapologetic, returned. Names began to flood the screen, each one a tiny tremor in the carefully constructed dam of my present. Some I recalled with a gentle warmth, a faint echo of shared laughter or quiet camaraderie. Others, not so much. There was Tristan, the loudmouth whose jeers had once echoed through the assembly hall, mocking my stutter during a mandated speech. His laughter, a physical blow, still resonated in my memory. Then came Marla, the self-proclaimed queen bee, whose manufactured pity could cut deeper than any insult. She perfected the art of making condescension look like charity, her saccharine smiles masking a sharpened edge. And of course Derek, the architect of a particular brand of casual cruelty. He used to jokingly call me Wallpaper because I blended into the background so well, he'd say, a sly smirk on his face. Invisible, that was his word for me. I hadn't spoken to any of them in 10 years, a decade, a lifetime in some respects. Yet in their digital eyes, I knew I was still Evan, the quiet one, the one they never invited to parties, the one who sat hunched in the back, hoodie pulled low, lost in the intricate worlds of his tattered sketchbook. No one ever asked what I was drawing. They just assumed it was weird stuff, a silent affirmation of my perceived oddity. But I had changed. Oh, how I had changed. After graduation, while they were busy chasing fleeting popularity and posting curated glimpses of their supposed glory days, I buried myself in my passion. I didn't chase the spotlight, I chased mastery. It was a relentless, solitary pursuit. Late nights bled into early mornings, fueled by cheap coffee and an unyielding desire to create. Quiet progress. Each line, each stroke, each rendered frame, a step away from the boy they thought they knew. And eventually, from those countless hours of quiet dedication, a brand was born. I founded a digital animation company. What started as freelance gigs, fueled by pure grit and artistic obsession, slowly, organically, blossomed into a multi-million-dollar studio. Our designs weren't just good, they were groundbreaking. Our animations were the force behind some of the biggest 8AA game trailers, the slick, mesmerizing visuals of high-tech commercials, and the heart-stopping animated shorts now streamed worldwide, captivating millions. But I never bragged. I didn't feel the need to shout my achievements from the rooftops. I didn't post much, if at all. I certainly didn't floss my lifestyle, as the kids would say. I let them assume. I let them believe I still lived in the shadow of my high school identity, a forgotten footnote in their dazzling narratives. And that, I realized, was precisely why what happened next was so utterly, perfectly satisfying. A week into the group chat, the digital space grew lively, buzzing with the manufactured camaraderie of rediscovered acquaintances. Gabe, ever the organizer, suggested a virtual reunion on Zoom. People dropped pictures, families, cars, wedding albums, each image a carefully constructed billboard of their adult lives. Then, inevitably, someone posed the question, almost like an afterthought, a casual toss into the collective consciousness. What's everyone doing now? Let's share where life took us. The usual suspects chimed in. Marla, predictably, ran a boutique clothing store specializing in curated fashion experiences. Tristan, The loudmouth had channeled his bluster into real estate, perpetually closing deals. And Derek, of course, was in finance, posting a selfie that strategically, almost comically, showcased a glint of a Rolex peeking out from behind a wine glass. Then, the digital equivalent of a spotlight swiveled, unbidden, towards me. "Yo, what's Evan been up to? Still drawing dragons?" Laughter emojis followed, a cacophony of digital derision. It felt like a punch to the gut, a familiar echo of old wounds. I saw it, paused. A slow smile spread across my face. Then I typed, "Still drawing," and left it at that. A simple, almost cryptic reply. But Derek, true to form, couldn't resist. He pounced. "Man, some things never change. You'd all remember how Evan used to sit there like an NPC while the rest of us had lives?" It felt like 2012 again. The same old habits, the same unspoken hierarchy, the same suffocating ignorance. He thought he was being witty. He thought he was putting me in my place. What they didn't know was this: the animated dragon, rendered in breathtaking detail, that had roared across millions of screens during the last Super Bowl commercial, captivating the entire nation. That was mine. The Oscar-nominated short film, a poignant masterpiece of animation that made grown men openly weep in darkened theaters. That was my storyboard, brought to life by my team. The viral animated advertisement for Tesla's latest concept car, sleek and futuristic, that had broken the internet with its innovative design. Me again. Every fluid movement, every gleaming surface, born from my vision. But I didn't say any of that. I didn't defend myself. I didn't explain, because I had something far, far better in mind. 2 days later, Gabe posted an announcement in the group, his excitement palpable, even through text. "Big news! Our class is getting featured in an upcoming digital docu-series called From Then to Now. They're highlighting success stories from high school grads 10 years later. Someone from our class made it big and will be the first feature." The group went wild. Speculations flew like confetti. Who is it? Must be Derek. That car of his? Maybe Marla. Her store went viral last year. No one, not a single soul, mentioned my name. The boy they'd dismissed still remained dismissed. I stayed quiet, a silent observer in the storm of their assumptions. Until the series premiered. The first episode dropped on YouTube, a quiet ripple across the digital ocean. Black screen. Subtle atmospheric music began to swell. Then the words stark and undeniable appeared, filling the screen with a quiet power. "Meet Evan Miles, CEO, animator, visionary." The next 7 minutes unfolded like a meticulously crafted dream. It showcased my journey, a visual symphony of my transformation, from being mocked in a cramped classroom to animating for the biggest names in tech, gaming, and cinema. Footage of my industry awards gleamed. Shots of my bustling studio, my dedicated team working in synchronized harmony. And then, my voice calm, precise, unapologetically proud, guiding the narrative. My old sketchbooks, their tattered pages filled with dragons and fantastical creatures, were shown. My detailed storyboards, the blueprints of entire animated worlds, my voice, now resonating with quiet authority, filled the air. For years I was invisible, but I didn't need applause, I needed space. Sometimes silence isn't weakness, it's incubation. By the 3-minute mark, the group chat was exploding, a frantic digital earthquake. "Wait, that's Evan. Holy, he's the Evan Miles. Bro, you're famous and you never said anything." Even Derek, his bravado replaced by a sudden, almost comical politeness, typed, "Yo, man, big respect. Didn't know you were doing so well. Maybe we grab a coffee sometime, talk biz." That was my moment. The culmination of a decade of quiet defiance, the perfect, satisfying triumph. But I didn't roast him. I didn't screenshot his old messages and throw them back in his face. I didn't need to. I just replied, "Maybe. But this time I'll pick the table and the seat." That message said everything. It was a gentle but firm reclaiming of my space, my narrative. They remembered me now, not as the shadow of their past, but as the force of my present. But it was only because I had forced them to see me, not as the version they left behind, ignored and underestimated, but as the man I had become without their validation, entirely on my own terms.